So entry perspective is very important aspect. And just 1 minute, let me see. So CF is neither any greenfield project or nor a system conversion project. So it is the system landscape transformation project. What is greenfield and what is so system conversion project and what is landscape transformation project? Let me explain you. So greenfield project is nothing but so whenever customer is going to use the S4HANA system newly. I mean earlier, so it doesn't have any SAP S4HANA. So yes, third party tool. Now we want to so go for the S4HANA system. So that is known as greenfield project. So next coming to the conversion project. Conversion project is nothing but so it is upgrading project. For already so customer using ECC version. Now we wants to move from ECC to S4HANA. So for a simple example, moving from 4G mobile to the 5G mobile. So that is a conversion project. And coming to the main topic as a landscape transformation project, SLT. So this is mainly used in central finance. Landscape transformation project is nothing but, for example, customer having multiple systems. Multiple systems, it can be either SAP or non-SAP, anyone. So if customer, if all the data want to transfer from, not transfer, if you use instead of transfer, use better to use replicate. So from source system to target system, then in such cases, the central finance come into picture. So landscape transformation nothing but those customers having using multiple customers. So let's say for example, so one entity, one company is located in US and another entity is located in UK using SAP same, and one entity is located in India using Oracle, some other software. If post any document, okay, in these systems, the data should be flown to CF. If you post any document in this mini US entity or a system or a UK entity system or so India Oracle any system, you post any document, so the data should be flown to the CF central finance. So where we can consolidate an information and we can consolidate the reports. So because why this come into picture, we can see the reports, group report. The main functionality of the central finance is group reporting. Okay, so we can replicate the data like FI data, CO data. So controlling objects, CO objects like WBS, inner order, cost element, cost center. Okay, from we can transfer any of data from source system to the target system. So with this feature, so the vendor and customer open items and vendor invoices, open items and the GL accounts, so everything can be replicated from source system to the SAP S4HANA central finance. Okay. Say for example, case one, some of the big clients are using so different ERPs. Okay, who are having 120 company codes. Let's say for example, so this 121 Oracle using 20 company codes and SAP using 30 company codes and PeopleSoft using 15 company codes and Microsoft Dynamics using 20 company codes and Edwards using 15 company codes and SAP S4HANA using 20 company codes. If client want to pay all the invoices of all the company codes at a time, so through one system, so in such cases, central finance come into picture. So I hope everyone so got this point. Okay. So all this data, okay, all the company codes data want to move, replicate the data, want to make a payment at a time. So then, so CF central finance come into picture. Coming to case two, for example, client having both non-SAP and SAP ERP, and client wants to replicate the data of all these both SAP and non-SAP through master data governance or SLT. So this is a third part. This is like a middleware, like it's a tool. So it can use so to transfer to replicate the data from source system to the target system. Okay. So in such case, we can use this case two. Okay. And so before that, so please let me explain you some important. Let me show you and through diagram. So which I have collected from the YouTube. Okay. Are you able to see my screen? Hello?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Yes, yes. So what is SAP S4HANA? So before going to I briefly explained you what is the central finance. And before that, so what is SAP S4HANA? So SAP Business Suite for SAP HANA. Say S means a suite or simplified. 4 means for, are also called as fourth generation. So SAP S4HANA works only with SAP HANA database. Okay. Even SAP HANA is also provided with the SAP software. Okay. So the main future functions of this SAP S4HANA multiprocessor, okay, and in memory and columnar database and data stored in RAM. Okay, so hope so everyone got this features. Okay, in memory means multiprocessor means so it can work in anywhere and multiple way. In memory means so the data earlier in initial version so data will be had be stored in this one hard disk. So whereas in S4HANA, so the data will be stored in random ways. Okay, so random is thousand times better,
Like
faster than the
Manjunath garu,
hard care.
Manjunath garu,
Yes, yes, yes. Tell
hello.
me. Yeah,
That
yeah.
is cloud based. You can mention like as cloud. S4 HANA
Which one?
is works on cloud basis. We can work with S4 HANA
Yeah,
at any place.
yeah, yes. Let me give terms. So that also I will
Yes.
tell you. I will explain you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
thank you. And columnar database. Columnar database. So it usually so data will be can be stored in vertical base, I mean row base or column base. Okay, but in S4HANA, so can store the data both column based and row based, and data stored in RAM. Already I told you, so RAM is faster than thousand times faster than the this one. This is a hard disk. So without aggregations and indexes, so CDS views for the embedded analytics. So these are the main functionalities of this SAP S4HANA. And SAP S4HANA uses new user interface SAP Fury. So one of the important feature of this SAP S4HANA is Fury apps. So the main functionality of the SAP Fury is where you can uh, perform the transactions and see the reports through mobile phones and through tabs, through computers, okay, in web browsers or Chrome. So for this purpose, so we'll use SAP Fury apps, okay. So this is one of the important feature of the SAP S4HANA. And coming to the next point, so SAP S4HANA simplifies the functionalities like Universal General or a single source of truth. So also called as AC Doc A. So AC means accounting, okay, DOC means document, and A means actual, AC Doc A. Okay, and so this is the where we can see the all the tables, all the information in one at one common place. So that is the main purpose of this main feature of this SAP S4HANA. But earlier in each version, you so don't have this option, ECDOCA. So for different customers tables, so we have to use different tables. But in S4HANA version, no need to use all these tables. For all instead of using all these tables, we need to use so can use only one table that is known as ACDOCA. So this is one of the important functionality of this SAP S4HANA. And other functionalities SAP S4HANA it simplifies the functionalities like sorry, one is coming to the on-premise and cloud and hybrid. So these are another important feature of SAP S4HANA. So this is known as deployment options in SAP. So on-premise means own. Okay. So we need to no need to purchase and no need to take any license from any SAP. So the customer itself also can create can this hardware and they can create. So that is known as on-premise. Whereas cloud means if customer doesn't have this SAP hardware or software, so customer want to buy from SAP on the basis of rental basis or subscription basis. So that is known as cloud. So upgrade version means some of the companies use both on-premise or cloud. So that is known as hybrid. Is it clear? Earlier
Yes,
someone
yes.
asked me. Thank you. And coming to the, thank you. And coming,
Okay, carry on.
okay. And coming to the implementation. So earlier told you, so there are so three types of implementation: there is greenfield implementation, conversion, and landscape transformation. So I told you greenfield means if customer doesn't have any SAP, so he was using another software. I mean non-SAP software. Now we want to use this SAP. We want to move from SAP non-SAP to the SAP. So in such cases, greenfield will come into picture. And conversion already I told you. So upgrading, moving from 4G, shifting from 4G to 5G. Simple, best example. And the landscape transformations, the best example, central finance. So if you want to replicate the data of all this CO, FI, MD, SD, so through middleware, SLT or master data governance, we can replicate the data from source system to target system. So in such cases, central finance come into picture. So why SAP S4HANA? What is, if anyone asks you, why when you need to use this SAP S4HANA? The main function, the main reasons why we need to use SAP S4HANA. SAP S4HANA uses SAP HANA database. Already I told you, SAP S4HANA so can work only in HANA database. Even SAP HANA, HANA also is providing the SAP. Okay, it will work only SAP HANA database. Otherwise, it cannot work in other software. SAP S4HANA provides new user interface like SAP Fiori. Already I told you. I think no need to explain in once again. And SAP S4HANA provides you embedded or simplified process. Okay. So this is the main reason. So we need to use this SAP S4HANA and reconciled of F and CO. So no and a new asset accounting and embedded analytics. Embedded analytics means like picture diagrams. By default, Sister SAP providing this picturization. So that is known as embedded embedded analytics and embedded BPC and new cash management. So through new cash management, we can come to know the cash flow of this company organization and group reporting and intercompany reconciliation and fast closing. So these are the main reasons why we need to SAP S4HANA. Coming to the next point, SAP S4HANA can be implemented on cloud, on-premise, and hybrid version. Already I told you. So before going to use the central finance. So what are the prerequisites in source system? Already I told you. So source system, target system plays a key role in central finance. Okay. So what are the prerequisites? The first prerequisite is integration of SAP S4HANA and EC 6.0 as source systems. For example, if source system is SAP S4HANA or EC 6.0, so supported out of the box. However, applying some SAP nodes, upgrading to latest service backup may be required. For example, if our source system is SAP S4HANA or EC 6.0, in such case, we need to use SAP nodes. And the second prerequisite is integrate out of maintenance SAP releases. What is mean by out of maintenance SAP? Out of maintenance means so 4.6, 4.7, 5.0. So these are all SAP versions. So below 5.0, so that is known as out of maintenance. Okay. If the in such case we need to approach the basis culture. In such case, we can transfer the data from source system to target system. But if the source system is out of maintenance SAP releases and below 5.0, so in such case we need to approach the basis consultant. So that is known as down porting. And coming to the next prerequisite, other SAP ERP. So like technical integration of like SAP by design or SAP Business One. So these are the small softwares. Okay, so this software doesn't have own tables, but this 4.6, 4.7, 5.0 and EC 6.0. So these have own tables, but in SAP by design and SAP Business is a small software. So these don't have any own tables. Okay. So in such cases, we need to use interface staging tables in SLT. Okay, so what is the meaning of interface staging tables? So if you want to connecting like SAP ERP, other SAP ERP or non-SAP systems to the target system, so in such case we'll use so interface staging tables. So these are the prerequisites. So while before transferring before replicating the data from source system to target systems. And what is meant by SLT replication server? SLT means SAP landscape transformation. So this one kind of middleware. Okay. So in other words, we can say it is a technically French. It is a tool. So to use to replicate the data from one source to another source. So SAP SLT uses a trigger-based approach. So a trigger-based approach is as no major performance impact on the source system. So it provides us transformation and filtering capabilities. So it allows real-time and data replication. So the main function, the bottom line of all these lines. So if you want to transfer the data, once again I'm telling you, replicating data from source system to target system, then you'll use the SLT. The simple. Okay. So on real-time basis, it can transfer the data, to replicate the data. So without delay. So let's show one diagram. So can get understand. So this is in blue color where it's shown in the left side. So SAP R3 4. SAP R3 4. Something 4.0. So this is having a CO document and FI document. And the bottom, so non-SAP ERP is there. Yeah, this is SAP data, and below this is a non-SAP data. So this also having SAP this controlling document and the FI document both having. And so if you want to through SAP landscape transformation replication server is SLT. So by using this tool, we can transfer data both to SAP data, non-SAP data. To we can push the data. There is a right side is there. SAP is simple central finance. We can push the data to central finance accounting interface. Once it's reached to the central finance accounting interface, then it will reach to the business mapping. So whatever the data you are transferred from source system to the target system, so they will so map the data. Then if there is any error, so error will be rectified there itself. Then once the error is rectified, then it will reach to the internal accounting interface. So finally, the data will be stored in the form of tables, that is known as universal general entry, that is AC.A. So this is all about the this one SAP Central Finance, and the next one is deployment options. Already I told you. So green this one cloud, hybrid, and premise. This is all about the diagram. So CPIN architecture. So how it works? CPIN Central Finance. So central finance landscape architecture contains mainly three systems. One is first interface, second interface, and third interface. First interface mainly useful to replicate the FI data, and the second is second interface is mainly used for the to replicate the data of controlling data, and third interface is mainly used for the to replicate the cost object. Cost object is nothing but like a WBS internal order cost and cost element, etc. So this is about the CPIN architecture. Configuration part. So configuration part I will explain tomorrow. Okay, still I haven't prepared yet. Payment also I will explain tomorrow. So one of the question, important question. So can we use SAP HANA database on SAP ECC? Simple answer, yes,
What?
it is possible. Yes, sir, tell me. Someone is asking me. Yes. Hello?
Yes, carry on.
Okay, thank you. If anyone asks you, can we use SAP HANA database on SAP ECC? Answer, yes, it is possible. Why? Because ECC system can use any database like Oracle, DB2, SQL. Yes, SAP
Yes.
Business Suite is forward. Sorry.
Yes, carry on, bro. Why are
Okay.
you opinion?
SAP Business Suite is powered by the SAP HANA. So SAP SAP HANA is S4 HANA is only can work on based on SAP HANA, but ECC version can work any database like Oracle, DB2, SQL. Also called as shoot on S HANA or called as SOH. And one more question: can we use SAP S4 HANA with non-SAP database? Simple answer: no. Why? Because SAP S4 HANA can work only on HANA database, not non-HANA database. Simple answer. Central payments I'll explain tomorrow. So let me move to the my notes. S4 HANA point. This is all about S4 HANA. So let me simple finance, central finance, S4 HANA. So these are differences already I explained you. Simple finance, S4 HANA finance, and central finance. And so this is the diagram. So earlier I told you, na? So how it works. I have the SAP R3 ECC data and non-SAP data. Like SAP having FI docs and CO docs, and whereas non-SAP having both FI docs and CO docs. So by using the SLT, so data will be triggered to central finance SAP HANA trigger, or we can use we can push the data to central finance SAP HANA. Then once it reaches to the SAP HANA, so SAP standard, it leads to the SAP standard accounting interfaces. So if there is any errors, then error will be rectified in there itself. Once the error is rectified, then it will reach to the simple finance ledger. Then finally, so it will store in the form of tables. Call it as a universal general or a single source of truth or AC.A. So what are the limitations? Some limitations are there. Okay. So limitation means on which data we cannot replicate from source system to the target system, namely central finance system. First into COFI in the reconciliation ledger and recurring entries. So recurring entries means so these are the entries frequently and regular intervals you can post. Like for example, bank loan payments, like rent payment, and the bike loans. So these are the recurring entries. So regularly and fixed date you can pay the amount. So that is known as recurring entries. Sample documents and noted items and the POC documents and balance carry forward items, closing operations. So in this scenario, in this cases, some limitations are there. So limitation applicable and for central finance. So reconciliation reports. Once the data is replicated from source system to the central finance system, we can check the reports like the central finance. So comparison of FI document headers and the central finance comparison of FI balances, the central finance comparison of FI line items, and the central finance comparison of CO document headers, central finance comparison of for CO balances, and the central finance comparison of CO line items. So all this data can be checked once the data is moved from the replicated from the source system to the central finance system. So I already explained you about this central projects and the side panels in CF. And so these are the important tables. What are the tables? The tax customizing constraints check. So tax related customizing T code. So in the source system and the central finance system is stable. So while replicating of the data. So while moving replicating data of from source system to the target system, so that tables are will be stable. I mean will be remain same. So those are so T000F, T001, T005, T007A, T007B, and double TXD. So these are all will be remain same. So tax related tables are same like unchanged in both the SAP system and source system and SAP central finance system. And configuration check consistency. So once the configuration is and mapping activities are done in the central finance system, you can execute and report the check that your setting are consistent between source system to and the central finance system. So once the data is moved from the source system to the central finance system, we can check the data whether it data is replicated or not, whether it's correct or not. in central finance system. So that is the meaning of this configuration check consistency. And COPA related, like central the COPA replication tool for central profitability reporting. So with this functionality, characteristics and values fields are in the source system can be mapped into characteristics and value fields in the central finance system. You know, so COPA will be so map is be planned based on the characteristics and value fields. Okay, so if you go to the so COPA topic, so we'll come to know about the what is the characteristics and what is the value fields. Okay, so based on this characteristics and value fields, so COPA will be planned. So these characteristics and value fields will be replicated from source system, can be mapped into the central finance system. So other aspects can be covered in central finance, like splitting of practices, differences in central finance, splitting of cost of goods sold in central finance, and withholding tax in central finance, and sub-central accounting document of accounts of comparison and simulation of central finance. SAP SLD structure already explained you. And what are the options for the customers to transfer and replicate the data from source system to the target system? Options means like so there are three options are there. Okay. Uh, well, so replicating data from source system to the target system. One is upgrade and migrate. So what does mean upgrade and migrate? First option. So for example, customer so having SAP ERP and SAP R3, and so if you want to migrate this data to SAP ERP 6.0 or EHP7, okay, so that once the data is replicated from source system to the central finance system, so the first one is the whole system discarded. Discarded means like will be ended. The second option, upgrade and migrated and consolidated. So once the data, for example, customer having SAP ERP and SAP R3, once the data is migrated from this system to the SAP ERP 6.0 or EHP7 versions or HANA, so data will be consolidated. Means we can see the data at a time at one place. So once in both cases, the whole systems get discarded. Okay, will be removed. So it will no longer be working. So that is the meaning of discard. And the third option is replicate information central finance to central finance. I mean, customer having SAP ERP and SAP R3 and area another third party. So if you want to replicate the data from this system to the central finance, this one SAP ERP 6.0 or ESP7 and so in this case, the whole system will be continued, and at the same time, the central finance as well can be used. See, this is different. In first cases, first two options. So once the data is, as soon as data is transferred from the source system to the target system, the whole system get discarded. But in the third scenario, once the data is replicated from source system to the target system, the whole system also will be continued. At the same time, the central finance also can be worked. So that is the difference of this three. Generally, central finance composes three interfaces. Already I told you, first interface, second interface, and third interface. Third interface. So first interface is used for the to replicate the data of FI document, and second interface will be used for the to replicate the data of controlling document, and third one is for the to replicate the data of controlling objects. And other ERP apps. What are the benefits? Okay, so the main benefit of central finance is so no FICO reconciliation issues. Okay, and so group reporting and embedded analytics. Embedded analytics means the SAP is by default providing some picture diagrams. So to picture diagrams, you can see the reports. So that is embedded in the analytics, and group reporting already we know, and no reconciliation issues. So if you want to there is any FICO in reconciliation issues. And so this is about introduction of S4Hana. So already I told you, and SAP features for S4Hana, implementation of process of SAP, greenfield, and already told you. So this is all about central finance. Okay. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Nice presentation, Manjunath garu. Very good collection.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway,
tomorrow one more,
nice
one-
presentation, Manjunath garu.
Thank you. So tomorrow one more topic is there. So general finance remaining part, conversation part. So I will prepare and I will explain tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, రమణ గారు, ఎస్ఎల్ఎన్ రాజు గారు, రామారావు గారు, ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? డిస్కస్ చేయండి.
No.
So for
Next
interview
week.
perspective, it's very important. General finance.
So
And one of the interviewer, sorry.
recording.